Happy New Year, everyone.
This is Beck, the voice of Sherrilyn on The Lands That Make Us. We're back in the recording studio, recording our first episodes of 2026. An enthusiastic Happy New Year from our cast and collaborators, and we graciously thank you for continuing to listen and follow us along on our journey through this brilliantly unique world that we've created. Remember to leave us a 5-star review and share our podcast with the people that you know who appreciate storytelling, world building, and the love and laughs of a good Dungeons & Dragons campaign. We'll catch you next time in episode 23
my life.
and our first steps.
There's going to be a little sketch of the flower that Anka gave her on there.
I was on my way to Perian. I'm to speak there in defense of anointing the hero as a new divine.
Plato would just sort of nod along to that. Calic was just a guy when he knew him.
I think she's made peace that if something's going to happen, something's going to happen.
The witch mothers work tirelessly through the night to grow a new garden filled with fresh pomegranates. I don't think it's like great sleep that you all are getting right now. I think that the cart that you guys are in, though that used to belong to the Turgy and now proudly displays that it's not the Turgy, is very nice and expensive. But I think even with all that luxury, it went very much into the sturdiness of the cart and how many hidden compartments there were. I don't think the cots are particularly comfortable. I mean, you're all kind of grouped together. It's cold out here at night, which is good because there's a lot of people in a small amount of space that you can like feel each other's breath as you all rest.
I mean, I also have a 30-pound dragonling sleeping sort of on me, so I don't imagine it is the best sleep I've had, but I don't think the cold is going to bother me at all.
Though Sherrilyn has resigned herself such that if these witches decide to move upon her, these people that she potentially exiled, she does not feel confident enough that they would not aggress her if given the opportunity, especially if she literally laid herself out for them. So I think that she would be sleeping still in her armor. So that's definitely not very comfortable either. And the other party members might be woken up many times as she rolled back and forth or shifted in this metal armor, trying to become comfortable as she was laying on a pauldron or the other, digging into her side.
Well, then I know what sort of sleep I am getting, because Plato literally needs to sleep with a white noise machine, so the constant clinking and clanking is not pleasant to him.
I would also imagine that the constant clinking and clanking keeps the dragon constantly waking up and readjusting himself on Inara, so she doesn't appreciate it either.
The dragon has remained completely still and asleep since he landed on you. He hasn't budged or woken at all. You haven't felt him breathe for a little bit, so you're worried. But no, he's just really asleep. He seems really out of it.
I feel like Francis isn't too bothered by the noise, but given the fact that I think we established that Sherrilyn's in the middle of the cart with Inara, and Francis is on the other end of her, even though they're not side by side, he's still just constantly just probably being inadvertently kicked around whenever she's trying to get comfortable. So he be trying to fall asleep, gets kicked, wakes back up, tries to fall asleep, gets kicked, wakes back up.
Yes, I mean, I don't think this cart was meant to accommodate us all sort of laying beside each other completely straight on the floor. So her foot is, it's not kicking you in the head. She's intentionally kicked you before. This is not her intentionally kicking you. This is every once in a while, she accidentally extends her leg a little too far and the heel of her boot will, nudge against your hair, just enough such that the heel catches your forehead.
Still as unpleasant as you purposefully kicking me. Only now I cannot blame your decision to do so.
Are you talking to me, Sir Thon? Because I think everyone is trying to sleep.
Trying is certainly the word I would use.
The irony of you being the one to say that.
I think that Ord and Leilani, Mikkel and Leilani are both kind of sleeping a little bit this morning, sleeping off the effects and fully recovering. I think, Francis, you'd probably be, all of you would be the first awake here as you all feel the sun take over the sky bit by bit as the day begins to warm up very, very suddenly amongst the desert. You also hear an immense amount of wildlife. There are birds you haven't heard in a long time, and like crows and caws coming from outside as you all wake in the morning. Long rest complete. You can hit your reset. You can reset everything.
Yeah, Francis would wake up and then like kind of rouse himself from this rather unpleasant sleep that he had. And then like as like he's slowly coming to his senses, like he'd start hearing the wildlife outside. And for like a brief like split second, he'd think, oh, I'm back home in the lush jungle. It was like, wait a minute, no, I'm in the desert. Why is it so active outside? And so like he poke his head out to see like what is causing all the commotion.
You see pretty close to the beheaded bachelor in an immense, dense, and flowering pomegranate grove. It is just absolutely filled with these bushels, with these gleaming, bright pomegranates that look like they're falling off the branch with how juicy they are. You see amongst them birds have taken flight all around, kind of landing on the posts at the top of them. It is incredibly dense, and there are other trees kind of coming up around it, forming this canopy, kind of protecting the pomegranates from the elements, as this large grove seems to have formed overnight. It is inspiring that this much life is capable here in the middle of this desert. It is one of the biggest groves, even compared to the orange groves and others that you saw around the structure as you came in. It seems to go on for at least a half mile in all directions.
Plato, who also slept quite badly, steps out behind Francis. Goes, "Good morning, Francois. Warden Storm."
So, Davian, we didn't move the cart when we were asleep, did we?
Plato looks over at the front of the cart to see if the horses are hitched up there. Could that have happened?
Well, I certainly wasn't the most asleep last night, but I think I would have noticed if we had moved a considerable distance, because this does not seem like the same area we were at before.
Hearing the two of you talking outside the cart as Inara stirs and tries to crawl out from underneath the sleeping dragon, who is apparently sleeping like the dead. What are you two talking about? And she sort of stumbles, crawls, half of her body is still like numb from the weight, and sticks her head out and goes, "Oh my gosh. Who did this?" And she turns to look at both of you, thinking maybe one of you somehow magically created a garden.
I assume we shrug in unison.
Yeah, we just like look at each other, look at Anna, and just be like, that wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Definitely wasn't me.
You hear her voice from inside the cart before she actually emerges. My goodness, it smells like booze and blood in here. Oh, good morning. Why are we in a forest?
That, Sir Stalda, is the question of the hour, it would seem.
It smells much lovelier out here. Can't say I'm disappointed.
I mean, Inara's already jumping out of the car, heading towards it. Can't wait to explore it. She's never seen anything like this in all of her time in the desert, and she's seen a lot of things.
Yeah, you also note quickly with your passive perception that there are some other figures currently exploring this pomegranate grove, kind of on the opposite side here. The large mushroom that you saw at the bar the night before, this huge figure, at least 10 feet tall. It has moss overgrown on its shoulders, kind of like a pauldron of moss that goes down its side. And it seems to be looking amongst the pomegranates. You see it has a few of them that it's wearing on top of its head at present, kind of storing them or collecting them.
How tall do pomegranate trees get? Oh, 12 to 20 feet. They can grow quite tall. What are we talking here?
These are, I guess some of them are definitely that tall. There's a large variety of sizes here filling this grove.
Is it also kind of like the like undergrowth and like the ground itself is like went from like kind of like a sandy soil to like almost fertile like farmland?
Only directly beneath the plants themselves. Not.
If you could grow foliage like this in Luxoria, then pray tell, why is the rest of your land desert with nothing in it?
Inara turns back to look at you and goes, because we can't do this? At least I don't know anyone that can do this. And she turns back to look at it and takes out a flask from her satchel as she reaches up and plucks a pomegranate, wanting to see what elixir she can make with it today, using her experimental elixir ability.
Hell yeah. You pick the pomegranate, and it is heavy and filled with juice, as ripe as can be.
It would seem the impossible is possible.
As she crushes some of the seeds from within it into the flask and casts her spell, Inara creates a elixir of flight.
Plato, seeing this has happened, as he sees the figures in the grove, as you mentioned, right? He's going to walk towards them and sort of wave a meat hand and say, "Hello, did you do this?"
You see a large, almost panther-esque claw extend from the large mushroom as its mushroom-like hand has curved into these clawed figures, these growths of mushroom on it, as it kind of waves back to you. It breathes in real big and then exhales. And as it exhales, you see these like kind of tiny spores coming from it to you.
Oh.
They drift kind of loftily across the air.
I step into them. I say, "All right," and I take a step forward, and I sort of...
No, but it's delicious.
That is novel. Have I ever encountered... Are these Mickey above table knows. Has Plato ever encountered these? Are such beings common in Perian?
I think they've definitely formed before and come from the rinse. I don't know how common. I think they're definitely documented in Perian.
They do look delicious. Do you know anything about what's happened? I think there were some people chanting here last night.
He holds up. He reaches down kind of low and holds up a much smaller mushroom, about 3 feet, maybe 4 feet tall. And he kind of holds him up over the pomegranate. It is an ink cap as it's kind of dripping down over. He's very well dressed with kind of a vest crossed over and a bag that's just stuffed with pomegranates.
A little mushroom man?
And he exhales and inhales as these spores drift over to you.
I once again just sort of lean my head forward in a little nod so that I can get fully spored.
The witch mothers were hired to create a pomegranate. I've never seen anything like it, but look at this brand new grove. I'm going to use them to create something.
You see him pull out some vials and pomegranate, and he seems to be making a little potion. Very reminiscent of what you just watched Inara do.
I expected your spore voice to be higher, but thank you so much for the information. I turn back to my party and I say, these folks said the witch mothers did this, and it's exceptional.
It is indeed exceptional and much more positive than I thought the ritual would perhaps pretend. So,
indeed, it did take a very different turn than what you and I had figured last night.
Some spores hit you, Plato, as you stand still.
Oh. Hey, want to earn 5 gold real quick?
You all see his eyes sort of stop for a second, and he reaches down and like pats his chest where he keeps his money pouch, and he looks at you and says, "I wouldn't hate doing that."
The little mushroom begins walking towards you. He like goes through the grove and walks around the other side. The big mushroom just fucking walks directly through the pomegranate grove, kind of crushing one of the trees beneath this large branch as they walk towards you. The spores kind of surround you for a second.
I'm Pax, this is Darth. We just need to try this on a human subject real quick.
You see him take out a vial filled with like a dark brown liquid as he squeezes a pomegranate into it.
Now, look, as much as that would maybe be fine for me, I unfortunately would ruin your test sample. I am, I point at my arm, a compromised human.
But you're not a mushroom, so it'll work.
Just sort of a not mushroom thing. What are the dangers?
The small mushroom kind of looks up at the big mushroom.
Lack of sleep has been the main issue.
Will it turn me into a mushroom?
No, and I think that might be offensive.
Sorry, I've never met.
You see they start sending spores at each other.
Oh, so that seems a little bit rude, actually. My name is Plato. I will try whatever it is, I guess, you're giving. Inara.
She comes bounding back out of the groves where she was studying some of the trees. Yes?
These mushroom individuals have offered me 5 gold to take a mysterious potion that they say will not turn me into a mushroom, but I am a little bit skeptical. Could you maybe just take a look at what they're offering me?
Do you want me to take it? I'll try it. You can keep the 5 gold.
I look back at the mushrooms. Am I communicating with them telepathically?
You've been speaking out loud, but kind of as you speak it, actually you speak telepathically. Yes. It seems like maybe just a side effect of you saying it out loud is you kind of think it and say it at the same time they're taking it in. But you recognize it now. Yes, the verbal component isn't necessarily needed as the spores kind of retract from you back to them.
I think I start to respond or to speak to them in my head. I look at Inara and realize I'm not speaking out loud. And I say, this is my friend Inara. She is also not a mushroom. Could she take it? Inara, this is Pax and Earth.
Very nice to meet you.
How tall is this little thing?
He's 3.5 feet, 4 feet tall.
Cute.
And you see him pull out a vial that you can see it's stripped, but it definitely used to be a small bottle of mezcal. Like you can still see the bottle in it, but he's using it like a little vial, but it's pretty large in his hand. And there is a dark brown substance that is like half liquid, half solid that's kind of sitting at the bottom of this that he squeezed a pomegranate into. And he's like kind of proudly holding it out.
Fascinating.
I'm an alchemist. Some spores hit you.
Whoa. And she turns to Plato. Did you know they could do that?
Yes, they speak in spores. I see Inara eyeing the potion, and I go, Francis, Sherrilyn.
Hey, if I take it, maybe I can speak in spores. And she's reaching for it actively. Like, she cannot wait to try this.
Sherrilyn is going to one of these trees and plucking one of the pomegranates from a low branch, turning it back and forth in her hand. Does this look like the sort of tree that would grow in Medea?
Definitely more in Medea than Luxoria, that's for sure.
Like she's very familiar with fruit trees. They're very common in Medea. And considering the proclamation that the witches had grown these trees, she's thinking to herself, perhaps she misjudged them.
One thing that immediately strikes you as you look them over, pick one and look at the other, is all of these pomegranates are identical. Although the trees and branches are very varied in size and form this beautiful grove that has like this kind of natural canopy, the pomegranates, which are way more than you'd normally see on a fruit tree, lending again to this being magically created, is overstuffed with pomegranates, kind of the branches almost falling a little bit under the intense weight of them.
As Sherrilyn's looking at the food and Anna and Plato are talking with the spore creatures, Francis will actually go over to like a few rows of the trees and like kind of like with his toe digging at the border between the fertile grass at the base of the tree and then like the sand that it was originally there, and kind of like seeing like what's kind of the divide that's really there.
Yeah, looking down, kicking your feet. Roll me a nature check.
That is a straight 18.
Okay, yeah. Within 18, you see the fertile soil extends to the end of the root underground for each tree. They seem fully grown and bloomed, and nothing that wasn't necessary was transformed. Only the absolute necessary part of the ground that would be needed to grow the plant has been transformed, as it ends exactly where the roots end on each one of these.
Interesting. So whoever, if it was the witch mothers who did this, they took great care in picking out specific points for this plant to grow, which is quite the feat for the desert.
Sherrilyn goes about taking a knife and cutting into this fruit to prepare it to be eaten. She would take a bite out of it in front of everyone.
The skin of it is a little unpleasant, but you find all these delicious filled popping seeds filled with ripe pomegranate juice, immaculate in your mouth, as it is sweet and tangy and full of flavor, as it kind of fills your mouth a little bit and leaks a little bit onto your chin as you take a large bite.
She slurps it up.
The smaller ink cap mushroom, is now at his full height, trying to hold the potion up to Inara's chest.
It doesn't sound like either of you are stopping Inara, and I have not.
So she'll reach down and take it from him gratefully. Thank you so much. Unscrews the flask/bottle. Sniffs at it. Does it smell like anything?
Yes, it definitely smells like something. It smells like two things that immediately hit your nose. The first thing it smells like is Perian coffee. It has that same rich coffee note to it. And the second thing it smells like is mud.
This should be interesting. And she takes a deep sip.
Yeah, it doesn't, as you pour the bottle up, it doesn't fall down right away, as it seems like kind of sedimented and separated a bit, as it kind of flops down into your mouth as a big chunk of it comes into your mouth. I need a DC 10 Constitution saving throw as you try to get this down.
We drink the worst things in this party.
Most of the time, not intentionally.
Thank God. Okay. I rolled an 8, but I have a +5, so that's a 13.
As you gulp it down, you're able to kind of get the sediment. As you taste the mud, the richness of the mud, and the this kind of like crunch that's inside of it as it goes down your throat. The effects are almost immediate as you feel yourself completely energized, kind of buzzing as your hand is shaking, your body shaking a little bit. You feel like if you were very tired or exhausted, this would deal with that. You also mechanically have advantage on perception checks for the next 24 hours, as this just gives you this hyper vigilance, which is not necessarily a good thing, as you feel very, very alert as a cat person, as your eyes keep kind of immediately glancing over different parts of the grove as different things catch your attention. As you see a little butterfly land on the top of the pomegranate, your eyes like zoom in for a second as you kind of lose focus on everyone around you, as this like keeps happening to you, as this goes down into your body. It's definitely alchemical in nature. You're not 100% sure what it was. There was definitely just straight up mud in there. You know that, along with the other things. And you also, as an alchemist, know the mud served no purpose. Like there was no magical part of the mud as you get it down and kind of think through what you just swallowed as you look at these mushroom folks. The small mushroom is taking notes as he's watching you, like very intently looking up.
I'm seeing him take notes. She clicks her tongue, sort of, I guess, exploring the taste and texture of it. Definitely grainy, maybe a little too grainy, I would say.
Are you all right?
Some spores hit you. Do you think it's the mud?
I do. I really do think it's the mud. I think that we could do with less mud. And then as the effects hit her and she starts feeling like she's buzzing from the inside out, she's whipping her head back and forth, enjoying this heightened perception. And as she glances at Plato, she goes, "Oh, you're going to hate me today."
I've chosen badly.
And runs off.
Oh, there she goes. Uh-oh. What did you give her?
You don't have a name for it yet as the spores hit you. He then takes out 5 gold pieces that seem to be at the bottom of his bag, kind of covered in different things, small bits of dirt and mushroom and other things that all seem to be loose in the bag, as he pulls out 5 gold coins and hands them to you.
I just sort of tuck it nonchalantly into the front of my pack while I'm still sort of looking at him.
The taller one kind of talks to you as for 5 gold pieces, we'll sell you a second one.
The spores. Oh, that's a good scheme.
Inara runs back. I'm assuming now that she started communicating with them, she picks up on the communication as well.
Yeah, it goes to all of you.
I think you should call it a jump scare potion.
She runs back. You see her arms are full of just random things that she keeps grabbing as she's running through the grove. So she's got a couple of pomegranates, but also a clump of dirt, some leaves, she can't. She's too excited and she doesn't know what to focus on, so she's just grabbing anything within reach. I'll take some. I'll pay more. I'll pay more for the recipe. I want to learn how to make it. Can I make it? Can I do it? I want to make one.
What's that stuff for? She's talking so fast.
And she looks down and looks back up at you and goes, I don't know.
All right. This is a worst case scenario somehow.
Plato, you should totally have some. You'll never have to sleep again, and then you won't have to worry about having to listen to the rain at night.
If I talk as fast as you do right now, Sherrilyn will kill me.
What? Did someone call for me?
I step back from Inara.
Oh, no. Maybe, you think she'll kill me too? But she likes me. She likes me more than she likes you, though. So maybe I have a better chance of surviving this. I don't know if I want to risk it, though. Should I give some to my sister? My sister's annoying. Maybe I can use her as a shield.
Inara took a potion.
And I failed to see the issue here.
You don't?
That is hardly out of the ordinary.
5 gold for a sample, 10 gold for the recipe.
Inara immediately takes out 15 gold and just shoves it towards the mushroom. There are no arms. What do I do? Do I throw them on you? I feel like that's rude. Maybe I shouldn't throw it on you. Should I put it on the floor and then you can just suck it up? Can you suck things up off the floor?
The floor! The big mushroom sends you in sports. The small mushroom does have arms. As he dips a quill in the ink on his own cap as he begins writing down the recipe for you.
So, Davian, are you sure there was not a little bit of slip in whatever she took?
No, this is something else. I saw Nori like this once after she drank a lot of Perian coffee to stay up for an exam at Weathercall. It was very bad.
Then perhaps she'll crash eventually and fall asleep and take a nice nap.
I don't want a nap. I don't want a nap.
Maybe we should take advantage of it, and we should get on the road soon. I should mention to you all, pardon us, Pax, Dearth. We need to step away and have a discussion, and I think, honestly, you have affected us enough for one day.
That's okay. We're going to stand here and throw the gold pieces up in the air and let them fall down on us like rain for a while.
That was a complicated spore.
Yes, that's what we're going to do. You see the little one kind of pick up the gold pieces and the taller one leaning over and him putting them on the head.
Love it. I love that.
So, Davian, I'm not sure which is more curious. The potion that Lady Inara has taken, or who she got it from?
Yes. Well, they were quite nice. They spoke through the spores they kept exhaling at us, so I guess it didn't sound like we were having a conversation, but it was good. They gave Inara a recipe, I think. So you can all drink mud. Or we can all drink mud.
Did you say drink mud?
I've already drank worms. I think I will have to pass on the drinking of dirt.
And spiders.
Oh, I'm definitely going to alter this. No mud, but maybe I can enhance it. I wonder if I can make it better. Do you think we can stay up for a whole week? What are the dangers of staying up for a whole week? Should we experiment? Should we all do it together or take turns? And she's walking away as she continues to speak at the same speed.
Inara, before, I meant to tell you, I asked Professor Octaserine if we might be able to travel with her. She has all those followers of the Friend, and I thought it would be most secure. We have to, I think, enter Netta's Ralley without announcing ourselves too much.
I mean, that's definitely a good idea. Some security would be helpful. However, they are mercenaries. Do you think they'll be able to annoy me? What if they turn against me? I don't know if I can fight all these people at once. Would Sherrilyn defend me, or would she sell me out to them? It'd be interesting to find that out.
She's making me dizzy.
Why is she talking about me like I'm not here?
I believe her brain is working overtime right now.
No filter. And she never had one to begin with, so this is just really bad.
She is dizzying, but I think it's best that we let her wear herself out. In the meantime, I think I'm going to eat another pomegranate.
They do look delicious.
If you want one.
Did we ever establish if these are under the ownership of anyone, or if they are just out here? Because I believe the Witch Mothers were commissioned for this?
Yes, the commission was mentioned. These might be the property of Samantis men.
Well, how I figure, if those things are picking them, then I'm sure it's fine.
So it's our proud mushroom creatures things.
Yes, the ones that apparently drugged Lady Inara. Under your watch.
To their credit, I believe it was a sale of a potion rather than a forceful indigestion.
She has circled back around and here's the end trail of that. And she goes, yeah, I think it would be more accurate to say that Lady Inara drugged Lady Inara instead of saying that the mushrooms drugged Lady Inara.
I have to imagine at some point, like, she's just going in circles, she just gets lower and lower as she just, like, wears down the sand.
The sandstorm starts above us as she kicks up a tornado. You can see Plato seems a little nervous this morning. We've gotten so close to the Perian border. He seems a little anxious to get on the road.
Everyone's excited to get home.
Yes, it has been a while.
You should have some of this coffee.
Not to mention there's the fact of the rituals that we need to sort of detect and intervene.
I see the anticipation upon your face, Sir Davian, and if I may say so, I am also anticipating getting on the road as quickly as possible, and we have tarried much too long in this desert.
You have pomegranate juice all over your face.
Well, I'm sure there is a wash basin somewhere. Or perhaps Harkin will lick it off of my face.
I think otherwise I might wait to see if I'm like looking for Octoserene to come out. Like I look past Sherrilyn to try and see if they're making their way towards their cart, because I know she had to try and convince the other professors.
Yeah, you don't immediately see Octoserene, but you do see a very dusty Rourke, very dirty, as he approaches. Good morning, Plato. I thought they wanted some privacy, but no, they did not look out for me. How did you all sleep?
Oh, Zaboro, you did it?
He spits out some dirt.
I'm so sorry. I do my create water again and douse him like I did the dragon.
He kind of like rubs his face on the parts of him that are soaked through the water and rubs the dirt off of his face. I'm just looking. I'm sure there's a water basin around here somewhere.
I should have done it in a basin because Estalda has to. Oh, fuck.
Yes, you could do that service for him, but not for me. Oh, I see.
Yeah, sorry. Once a day. Gotta get a basin.
What are we doing?
I would like to get on the road. The sooner we get to Netto's Rally, the better. I have to investigate the Chef's Guild, the people who enriched uranium.
And I must find Lady Diana.
Of course. Very important. The lead of Lady Diana.
Extremely important.
Plato looks as if maybe he had forgotten that. During the Oasis, he'd kind of like blanked it, but it reoccurs to him again then.
And we've already wasted another day cleansing this oasis and then coming to the Mescalerie. So if it's all right with everyone here, I would like to get back on the road.
Yes, like I said, it's just a matter of it'd be great to travel with the protection. Maybe we could just dip inside very quickly to see if Octoserene is...
You want to travel with the woman who drugged me?
Yes, sorry. She has like 4 pretty powerful, followers of the friend.
They will do anything she says. They could execute us on the spot. I don't even think you've all proven very capable. Perhaps we could beat them.
I mean, look, not to say certain things, but it would be quite a thing for a professor from Dar al-Akin to just kill the daughter of the Gilded Rose and a member of the Son family and the Ardavian family. I mean...
They asked us so many questions.
All right, that's appropriate. What do you all think?
Alternatively, we are so powerful we could defend ourselves without the need for extra protection. Unless you are worried about something in particular in your territory which you have not disclosed?
I mean, just the normal stuff.
And what are these normal things as a person who has never been to Perian?
Think of all the normal things you do know about and then apply some mutations. And then you get the normal of Perian.
She is not wrong.
This does not narrow down the possibilities.
Well,
that's the whole point.
She's not wrong again.
I'm beginning to be more wary of what exactly you might encounter apart from the normal cults that we were trying to chase down to begin with.
Look, it should be fairly safe. We have to travel a little close to the Rinse just to loop up, but it will be just this half a day, really. And as long as no mutated creatures crawl up from there, then we will be at Netto's Rally. Honestly, the crown jewel of sort of what my lands have to offer in terms of fertility and farmland.
And then straight after we on to Seekborough.
Seekborough?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I think our priority should be trying to figure out where the ritual is taking place, don't you?
Yes, she says with a shifty eye.
But I am happy to take you by my family's ancestral holdings once we have things more figured out.
Yes, I would be delighted to learn more about your ancestry, Mr.
That doesn't seem right. But all right. He's like narrowing his eyes.
There wasn't anything unusual in the pomegranates, were there, Sir Stalda?
Quite all right. I was just saying I have a vested interest in this land that produced the man that is Mr. Ardavian.
Okay, that sounds even not right. I think the pomegranates were drugged.
Pomegranates are totally normal. I promise. Here, would you like me to cut one for you?
I look down at the pomegranate. I think I will wait. Everyone offering me such suspicious things this morning. Well, Rox, that is a good point. I would feel quite rude to just leave her without saying otherwise, but maybe it would be best if we were to enter Netter's Rally with less pomp and circumstance than the professor is bringing. I don't want to announce myself so openly, I suppose.
Maybe we can give some of the coffee sludge to the horses, and then they'll be too fast for the mutated creatures to catch up to us. And Inara says as she makes another loop around.
Sherrilyn's just letting Inara do her thing while she plans with Francis and Plato. And Mr. Ardavian, have you considered how you will announce my presence in your land?
I have not. I will not announce you outright. We'll start from a point of mutual concealment. We will enter Netter's Rally without announcing ourselves whatsoever. And if things kick up, hopefully Nori will be there.
I would like to know your exact choice words before I enter your lands.
All right. Well, I don't think you are dangerous or a part of the cult, so I will not announce you as such. You are an ambassador, a general from Medea. This will only become a problem with the more politically knowledgeable individuals in the city, but I think that maybe we just don't, bring it up unless it is brought up.
Of which I assume you are familiar with many of, and thus you are asking me to trust you, Mr. Ardavian, to not introduce me as a cultist or an enemy war leader, whilst we go and warn them that my country may be invading yours.
Well, yes, Sherrilyn, because in that exchange, I am trusting you not to be a cult leader.
Do I seem like a cult leader to you?
I look at you. I don't answer.
Why is he staring at me?
Barring the standing relationships between you and your respective governments and cultures and histories, why not just simply walk in as if it is as we are? We are refugees fleeing the disastrous peace meet and are seeking refuge, while also trying to figure out what has happened to our fellow countrymen.
This is a good idea. There are people in Netter's Rally that would be interested in what has happened, that could provide us with information. There's an academy with a dean, very knowledgeable.
But we have no proof of this incident except for a sack of flowers that I believe is in Inara's possession and may or may not be ground to dust by now.
I think my word will be listened to by the dean, at least. It's worth raising the red flags. I've already told Nori, and the Voltaics know about the possible attack on Bragg. The people within Perian are beginning to wake up to the threats.
Inara comes back around again. And Leilani and I are well known as the daughters of the good Ladros, so people usually listen to us and hear what we have to say. And she keeps walking and drifts around again.
Yes. You all are very important people. I'm very aware of this.
Isn't he a prince? Rourke points to Francis.
And just that.
Francis kind of just doesn't say anything other than just shrug his shoulders, and he's kind of just related to royalty, yes.
And my fiance too, apparently. Inara calls out, just suddenly remembering this in the middle of all of this chaos.
This is something. No. This is something.
Well, do not tell me you are trying to use that as an angle, Sir Davian.
Are we having a wedding?
Tour. Yes, of course. To get to know each other, you're going on a trip together, a tour, an introduction. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm coming out with lies we don't even need. You have me here, back in my old bad habits.
Whatever lie you would like to conjure once we set foot in Perian, I just beg that all of you remember the sacrifices that I have made for each and every one of you.
I will not announce you. I will not have you arrested. Look, there is this wonderful space between lying and telling the truth, obfuscating, equivocating. That's where we will sort of make our home as we enter Netter's Rally. If at some point we need to throw our weight around, then I think we should announce ourselves. But otherwise, let's try and play it cool until we know the situation. That is a good rule of I look between the group. It is a prime rule of spycraft.
You may not arrest me, Mr. Ardavian, and you may trust me, at least in the interim, but your people will not, likely.
Nutters Ralley is not Breg.
I hardly see the difference.
People come and go from there. Strange people. People make their homes from other places. It's the closest to Luxoria we have. I think that unless you announce yourself or cause a problem, we can go for a little while. If it comes to it, then we must lie. We say that Inara and Francis are making an introduction, like I said, this tour in Perian, and you are their chaperone, and I am their guide.
She's rolling her eyes at the thought of a wedding tour between Francis and Inara.
Inara jumps onto Sherrilyn's back, and she's like hugging her from behind. Oh, don't be jealous.
My lady.
Clanking.
Also, you know we've got your back. You've had our back this whole time, and so of course we're going to reciprocate.
There are many straps back there.
She starts playing with the straps. What happens if I undo this one? What about this one? Is this one attached to this one?
I look at Francis. It still comes down to it. Should we head out without the protection? Make our way now? I would like to say a quick goodbye to Octa Serene.
I believe going our separate ways is the better part of it. However, it would be rude to simply vanish after the rather eventful introduction all of us had with the professor.
Fine. Then why don't you say your farewells to the professor, and I will try and locate where these witches disappeared to after conjuring a grove in the desert.
Yes. Oh, I'll leave a note with the Mantis Men. I don't know if they're at the bar yet, but I want to leave a note with them that is like, I'm very sorry I will not be able to serve as devil's advocate, but I hope to see you in Netta's Rally. We had to set out earlier than I expected. P.A.
Inara will also go back inside with Plato to pick up the pomegranates that she had agreed with the waiter about and see about that supposed bird meat that was potentially going to be available this morning.
Yeah, I think when you guys come into the mescalery, I think it's like mostly empty. I think there's 2 Thrykean that are sitting behind the desk, kind of going through some paperwork, and there are a few folks that were here last night, kind of gathered in their things, having some tea. As you all walk in, the Thrykean are there. Some dirty shovels kind of behind them against the wall. I think as you ask them about the pomegranates, they just are like, you just take whatever you want. There's so many more than we expected. Just take whatever pomegranates you want, madam. The goose, vulture, whatever it was, it's still alive. Unfortunately, we could not come to a consensus.
Thank goodness.
The first animal that Sherrilyn got along well with, other than a horse.
We had put it in a cage, though. So I guess you could say it is like a prisoner now. But we haven't killed it or cooked it or anything.
Well, I thank you for the pomegranates.
Yes. Take as many as you can carry, please. We're going to take care of the grove and have it regrow, but this is just a ridiculous amount of pomegranates. They will go bad and spoil and fall to the ground. Make a mess.
If you could give this note to the Professor Octa Serene, with my apologies. We will take a lot of pomegranates. Thank you.
As you turn to leave, I think the door opens and Octa Serene walks in as he confirms that he will give the note.
I pick the note back up and I turn and I hand it to her.
She takes the note. Should I read this now?
No, I was just getting rid of a redundancy. My apologies, but we must leave early.
Oh, we came to a consensus. We have a deal to offer you.
I look at Inara, sent back at Octa Serene. I am happy to hear it, so I will have to present it to my party before it's accepted.
Inara steps up and joins the conversation.
She nods deeply to you, Inara. Good morning, daughter of the Gilded Rose. Yes, the deal that we would like to make, we will provide extensive protection all the way to Nutters Ralley, and we would even be willing to lend you one of our friends for the remainder of their contract if you would like, for personal protection. In exchange, we would like the ability to send 5 professors to Weathercall Academy to audit for a semester and see what teaching there is doing there, so that we may potentially spread the knowledge to our own in Daryalakin.
Of course. Professor Serene, I will do my best to secure this, but I have to warn you that one of the individual in charge, basically, of Weathercall Academy, under whose purview it falls, was the young man that you incapacitated last night?
Her face kind of falls a little bit. Hey, that might make it a little more difficult for sure.
Yes, the Ord family has landhold over Weathercall, but they are friends of the Ardavians ever since the coup. I'm sure something can be arranged.
I'm sure Leilani can help get Mikael on our side in this matter.
She is right. Leilani can do that for you.
Then we shall caravan. Are you ready to leave shortly?
Like I said, I have to double check with some individuals, but at the very least, the offer of your friend, I assume the contract is to get you to Netta's Ralley?
Yes.
Well, we would at the very least love an extra companion, just in case we are attacked. Will you come outside, or I can meet you outside in a moment?
Yes, I'm only in here because I watched you from outside come in out of my cart window.
Please, get your professors together. I will go and speak with my friends, and we can meet outside and all come to an agreement.
She nods and heads outside the door, kind of waving to the Thryking. You have been amazing hosts.
I grab Inara by, like, some article of her clothing and probably have to sort of, like, half pull her.
I think after the first tug, because she does keep looking around and she's trying so hard to focus on this one conversation, but she's 1,000 miles away at the same time. So the idea of being able to escape this room where she can let loose, she immediately follows. So there's not any resistance from her.
Come on, Inara, back to the pomegranates.
Yes, we have to pick more pomegranates, of course.
Oh, awesome. Yes, that's a great idea. You go pick pomegranates.
She grabs her bag, flips it open, her bag of holding, and runs off.
Yeah, and then I will go find Francis by the cart. I think Rourke is correct in maybe us not all traveling together, but the friend I think we should take.
I do not believe having more company would be a detriment, especially if it is a known fighter who can offer protection all the way in Netta's Valley. Would we still be able to meet the now timeline?
I believe so. I mean, as soon as they come out, we can take the friend and go, once our friends return from the pomegranate grove.
Then to that, I do not have any issue with having him or her tag along.
Or a non-binary friend.
Inara and Sherrilyn, I like to imagine you both turn a corner in the pomegranate grove and find like this even though they're all identical, find this like perfect big pomegranate, and both reach your hand out, and you're like on either side of it, and you touch hands as you both go for the same pomegranate.
Oh my goodness. My lady, I did not expect to find you out here. What are you doing so far from the cart?
I was sent out here by Plato. I think I'm starting to get on his nerves a little bit, but he also is trying to make a decision on whether we should head out with the party or without the party or with one of the party.
She reaches out with one hand and takes Inara's hand, and with the other takes the pomegranate from the branch and lowers it down, holding it out for her.
Inara actually calms down for a second, like you've managed to do the impossible and like have her like take a breath. And she accepts the pomegranate from you and then reaches up on her tippy toes and gives you a kiss to thank you for your generosity, I guess.
She takes it a little more in stride this time, since it's not the first time. Does a little of appreciation. I was looking for the witches. Did you see them?
I didn't see any witches as I was running through the grove, but they may have moved on. Clearly their job here was done.
A shame. I did not want to leave without finding out their happenings, where they went.
I understand your disappointment, but maybe this is all for the best. You yourself said that you may have a dubious history with some of them, and there was no need to bring up old wounds. So perhaps a peaceful ending to this night was the best possible solution.
Yes, but my perspective has changed about many people. I was hoping for a conclusion, a tying of the knot. But you may be right. Perhaps it is better if I do not involve myself.
Inara smiles, appreciating the fact that you have grown a lot since we met not too long ago, and that your perspectives of all the people that you've met so far has evolved greatly. She reaches out and intertwines her fingers with yours, and starts to pull you along and goes, well, we're going somewhere new soon, so you'll get to explore and widen your horizons much more. I guess you just have to learn to lower your guard a little bit. And she playfully pulls you along as we talk.
I am trying to manage my expectations. Hopefully I do not end up in manacles as soon as we cross the border. That would be a shame.
You know, none of us, especially I, would ever let that happen. And I believe Plato is honest when he says that he is on your side as well.
I believe an uncontrolled populace is the most dangerous enemy.
I think we can keep your existence pretty well concealed from the whole populace. Plato will know who we can and cannot trust.
You think so? At that moment, the sun hits her armor and just glitters brilliantly.
Inara cocks her head as she stares at you, goes, well, maybe some changes will have to be made ahead of time.
Will I have to tie my hair a different way?
Sweet lady, the fact that you think your hair is the most telling of all your features is so precious. But no, I was thinking more a change in wardrobe. And she gestures through all the metal weighing you down.
What this? I cannot discard of my armor.
I mean, it would be a temporary change. I'm sure you'd feel lighter.
And more vulnerable.
Well, the professor's party has offered to lend us one of their friends. My understanding is they are highly capable warriors. Maybe this is a good chance for you to try and let down your guard a little bit.
I can protect you much more capably than any intellectual ever could.
I don't know that Inara wants to push this any farther. Like, she's enjoying the stroll and the chat. But we really can't have you clanking around for the rest of this trip.
I also only have my underclothes, so that's not exactly preferable either, unless you'd like me to walk into Perian in my underwear.
I don't think I'm quite ready to share that image of you with the general populace. But we are headed to a popular and well-known place. I'm sure they have shops where we could find you something a little more normal for everyday life.
I see. So we cover my armor until then. Perhaps I could borrow some garment from Mr. Ardavian as he has borrowed from me. Do you think we are the same size, without the armor and the muscle?
I'm assuming you're referring to both your armor and your muscle.
Of course. Oh, you couldn't possibly have thought I was talking about Mr. Ardavian.
Yeah, your outlook may have become a little more positive, but we need to work on your very thinly veiled insults.
Thinly?
Veiled?
I have to imagine somewhere in the distance Plato is just sneezing up a storm.
So somewhere in the distance, Plato is standing next to Francis. It's happening again.
I feel a disturbance in the grove.
Something gay is afoot.
What are you talking about, Sir Davian?
No, I just feel it. I get these feelings, these psychic... Never mind.
There is one more thing I'd like to mention to you, my lady, before we depart.
Go ahead.
I am seeking someone of great importance to me, as you recall. And there is a good chance that she is also in Perian.
And how do you know this?
Visions sent to me by the Watcher.
Interesting.
They overcome my consciousness when I partake of the slip.
A look of understanding crosses over her face as she finally realizes why someone as diligent and dedicated as you, because that was something that was weighing on her, is why you keep going back to the drug. And so she looks very sympathetic. I see. Well, I understand your need to find this person, precious as they are to you. But I do still caution you with the use of that substance. Do you know where in Perian she may be? Or where she is headed, maybe?
In the last vision that I saw of Diana, she was in a cart heading into Perian at the southern port of Perian. She may be in Netter's Ralley already. I have no way of knowing the disparity of time from the vision and from now. She may be there when we arrive, and I don't want there to be any confusion between us.
Inara cocks her head to one side, like looking genuinely confused now. She goes, confusion about what?
Well, though Diana and I's relationship has difficulty coming off the tongue, relationship was never official, declared, permissible, you might say. She is the one to whom my heart belongs.
I mean, that was pretty clear from the start. I don't see the problem there.
It was?
I don't think you realize just how frantic you have been when it comes to this person. And out of someone who is usually pretty stoic. So, yes.
Well, I'll admit that subtlety is not exactly my strong suit. But I'd never breathed life into that. And I'll admit that a part of that was because I was worried about how that might affect the way that you saw me.
I'd like to think I see you for who you are. You're a strong warrior and someone who's genuine with their emotions and their thoughts. I have nothing but respect and admiration for you. And I also wouldn't dream of standing in the way of your one true connection. I greatly enjoy your company, but I will be the first to admit that I greatly enjoy a lot of people's company.
My lady, these are the kindest words anyone has ever spoke to me. Truest. And I am so thankful to hear them. And for your understanding.
Let us continue to enjoy each other while we can. And I look forward to seeing the different layers that our relationship will take on.
I quite agree.
A soft wind breezes through the pomegranate grove. You all feel like the only people in the world as you've entered this secluded area, deep within the grove.
Our heroes are currently gathering their supplies, getting their cart all put together. Where does everyone set up? Where's Tantrum staged?
Right. Well, we can probably lash Tantrum's cage to the top of the cart, right? And sort of have it as an extra story up there. Maybe we should put sort of a canvas over it or paint it with the paint.
Yes, I figure if we had, even if it's covered, as we've seen, Tantrum is not the most subtle creature in the world. So even if our best efforts are to conceal him, he might have other ideas.
I think a cage lacks adequate surface area for you to do more of your finger painting, Mr. Ardavian. But if you were to paint the tarp, perhaps a similar fashion to the cart, then it would blend in from birds of prey or other things that might see them from above.
Just don't write "not a cage" on it.
I was not going to write "not a cage" on it. I was going to paint it to look like some sort of top of a thing, okay?
No dragon inside.
Don't be ridiculous. If Mr. Ardavian were to paint words on the top of it, he would only write "not."
It's not even my paint. It is Inara's paint. She could maybe do it. Well, what do you want to do as a dragon?
I was just gonna let him fly along and follow the cart.
He's wanted by poachers. I suppose once we get into Perian, it will be safer. No one hunts dragons there so much.
Are you sure no one hunts dragons in Perian, or do you not have dragons in Perian? Are they native only to Luxoria? I cannot say that I have seen a dragon.
I have never seen the flying chromatic or metallic dragons that are common in Luxoria, though there might be other breeds present in Perian. And as for if they are hunted there, to be honest with you, I do not know, because they are a new occurrence once again, having not hatched for several millennia. So perhaps there are those in Netter's Ralley who have decided to take up dragon hunting. That's a good point.
Or that are superstitious. Perhaps we should err on the side of caution.
We got to the same point of agreement there. Yes, we should hide the dragon, whether inside the cart or on top of it. Did we decide whether we wanted to try and take the friend that was offered to us, with the possibility that Serene could desire to spy on us, I look at Inara, we could accept the friend as additional security, or if we don't want anyone listening, we could forgo it for now. We are only half a day away.
Inara cocks her head to the side and goes, spy on us? I don't think her interests go much beyond academic pursuits. So I think we would be fine if we wanted to accept the help. However, we've done great so far.
Yes, and these are your lands that we are entering, Mr. Ardavian.
They are the free lands of the people of Ralley. The Ardavian house forfeited them long ago.
You will still pardon my speculation.
That's one of my favorite interactions. Sorry to interrupt real quick, but Sherrilyn being like, this is your country, right? And then Plato being like, well, I did own those lands. You all do hear a knocking. It's very soft at the edge of the cart as you're all talking here. There is a very, very short dwarf, half-elf? If it's a half-elf, it's a very, very sturdy half-elf in full plate, face covered, the symbol of the friend, as well as the symbols of the loyal hound on the armor on the back, symbolizing that this is an active service friend. You see a smile you think it's a smile? As the heavy metal cover kind of like bends a little bit at the thing. I am your friend.
Friend?
They say they are our friend. She's just looking at Plato expectantly, like, make a decision, with her eyebrows raised.
Well, I mean, I suppose if they've been sent over, this is fine. I've had a friend or two before. You will be fine to escort us to Netter's Rally?
Your enemies are my enemies.
Could you say that with a bit less of a smile, as some of our relationships are still a bit tentative?
Your enemies? No, I'm sorry. I'm excited about being your friend.
I like you.
Fantastic.
I suppose that is Serene saying farewell until we meet up again in Netter's Rally. Shall we, Oh, the dragon. Cage on top, dragon inside cart for now. What are we thinking?
Honestly, Rourke speaks up. Okay, so I have made this trip like many times. I think Dragon Anywhere is fine. It's pretty low key, pretty chill until we get to the actual city border. Maybe let me do the talking. Mikhail, you especially, please do not tell anyone your lineage while we were in Nether's Rally or nearby. Plato, do you know of the Kingfishers?
The Kingfishers. I remember seeing this name in some letters that were sent to me, but I can't say that I was too interested in the situation at the time.
You crown proficient fishermen.
Rourke laughs. Yes, that's exactly what it is. No more explanation. That is exactly what it is. We fish, whoever's best gets a crown. Yep, okay, let's keep going.
Inara's rolling down around the floor of the cart, like, this is perfect.
No, it is a group of compatriots. I know some good men who belong to it. There's not a lot of jobs. It's, kind of a group of like-minded individuals.
Group?
Yes, who think that maybe not enough was done following the coup in terms of, getting rid of the responsible parties.
This does not sound like fishermen.
They fish for, big kings,
They take a bird as their symbol.
Yes. A lot of them worship Kellic as if he was a god. That is part of that movement there. I left. It was...
Who's Kellic?
It's a whole thing with Kellic.
Anyway, the Kingfishers, they, they do acts of violence every now and then. They, blew up the statues that were overseeing Netter's Rally.
I understand. They are anti-royalists.
Yes, absolutely. And you are, like a big prize. So maybe we should try and not tell people your name.
How flattering, a big prize for the anti-royalists. No, that is understood. I will wear my cloak inside out, as it were. Or if anyone has a disguise kit, Rourke, that would be excellent. Or you as well, don't wear your main seal while we are inside the city. One other thing.
I don't have any other clothes. I mean, it's not like I packed. My stuff was in the carts that got taken.
I have nothing.
Come on, isn't there turgy clothes around here that you can wear? Batty No Shoes must have had a jacket.
It's so big.
Your land comes off as more free and safe by the moment.
It's free and safe because they are allowed to express how much they hate my family, which, let me tell you, was not a thing they were allowed to do before. But it does mean that we have to be more careful, and that's fine. We should disguise ourselves, and I know in different countries there are different ways to receive a knighthood, but in Perian, you can only really be called Sir if you went through Weathercall Academy. So, if you don't want to refer to each other by that title, it might be easier for you, seeing as none of you went through Weathercall Academy, and those who did are generally sort of disliked in Etter's Rally.
Well, then you may continue calling me by General.
We'll see how they react to that, surely.
Sir Estaldo, wasn't the whole idea to make sure that your identity as someone from Medea is not known?
Well, what are you proposing? You cannot simply call me Sherrilyn. No one calls me Sherrilyn.
Sherrilyn, we can.
How about Sherry?
Sherry?
It does sound like a swear word. When you say it that way, I do.
Are we seriously taking advice on formalities from the Birdman?
The Birdman is going to be a good asset because we need to be sort of low-key when we enter Netto's Rally, and that is his bread and butter. Rourke, do you have any disguise kits? Or maybe Leilani or Inara, do you have any makeup we could use?
Leilani, I have makeup for sure, yeah.
I don't have much makeup, but I do have my leatherworker's tools, so I could perhaps fashion a tunic if someone could get me some leather.
I'm sorry, but we have constantly proposed that I take off all of my armor and shed all of my well-earned titles. What will there be left of me upon entering Perian? You are asking me to be a completely separate person than who I am.
That is exactly the point, Sherrilyn.
Rourke, shivers. I hate it.
Death glare.
Think of it just as a temporary performance of another individual.
Inara will get really close to you and be like, I believe there's plenty of you left without the clothes.
Disarms her a little bit. I can't say I've done much time in theater. This was not my assigned profession.
We'll consider this a little bit of a new experience that we all are going to go through.
Yeah, I was never meant to cross the desert without guards. We're all learning something new here.
Fine. Then I will need something to cover my armor because I am not going to take it off.
Do you still have the canvas that you wore when we were in the Beheaded Bachelor?
No. I left it where it was when I retrieved my cloak.
We haven't left yet, right? Perhaps they've got a lost and found.
A lost and found? As in things that people have discarded?
Or forgotten.
Ah.
And found by others.
I'm gonna go get the horses all set up. Rourke slips out.
You think the Mantis men have one of these? I think this is an excellent idea.
And Inara starts hopping to the front door.
I will not be hopping, but I will follow with long strides.
Yeah, you see on the front door there's a sign that says temporarily closed. It's handwritten.
Oh dear.
Inara's gonna knock anyway.
Yeah, you knock, a couple of seconds pass. Thrykean man, after a little bit, opens the door just a little bit. Yes, madam, how can I help you?
I know you're closed, and we're not here for drinks or anything, but would you happen to have some old discarded clothes that some of your patrons may have left behind, forgotten?
Preferably in my size.
We have a burrow recovery pile, things we found from the burrow, when we dig it back up, and we maybe don't find the person.
She stops in her tracks for a second there when you say that part. Moving on. Could we perhaps take a look through that? We seem to be short on some supplies for our journey.
Sure. It's just you?
And me.
Just the two of us, yes? Two harmless females.
Okay, just ignore what's happening. But yes, I will take you.
I have no interest in your business. Go about as you please.
All right. Come in. Brothers, they're just gonna grab some cloth real quick for their travels. He opens the door fully. You see suspended midair, hanging by rope, his wings attached to the ceiling. He has a full Hannibal Lecter style metal mask on,
you see the vulture just completely tied up and bound. There are 2 seats on either side of him, like a podium, and it seems like these brothers are mid-debate about this thing. They're getting this solved right now. As they seem to be yelling about this prisoner, they take a break, and there's like a weird silence. Like, it was very, very tense in here as you 2 walk in to go look for the lost and found pile.
Inara stares up at him, just trussed up like that, and goes, I hope the worms were worth it, and walks right by. Not her problem, not today.
Sherrilyn, you see a deep pleading in his eyes. Whatever connection he made with you, there's begging there.
Yes, they're about halfway through this building, Inara well on her merry way. And Sherrilyn rolls her head back towards this poor creature. Damn. She goes to face him, squares her shoulders in the direction. Excuse me.
The one who's leading Inara doesn't turn around. One of the brothers looks at you and like way angrier than he means to, goes, yes, yes, madam, yes.
Yes, what are your intentions with this poor creature?
My intentions is to skin him. I'm going to poke him with this dagger very much and then soak him in salt until he brines.
And then after which I'm assuming you plan to eat him.
No, he'll still be alive.
Then what is the intention with the rest of your torture?
It's to punish him. To punish this dirty bird. You see the other brother goes back.
For drinking in your establishment?
Hundreds of gold worth of mezcal, yes.
I think intentions matter here, gentlemen, insectoid creatures.
Exactly, intentions, okay? Intention is the most important part. Listen to the madame. The vulture did not mean to hurt us. He was just expressing himself. You see that they've been at this for, like, there's a lot going on here. Like, they've been at this. You don't think they've slept. Like, they're just trying to make this decision.
She gives them an extra minute to debate amongst themselves, then raising a hand gestures for them to quiet for a moment. I think we must factor in the intelligence of this creature who was recently awakened.
Inara, he opens a door to, like, a storage closet. It's just packed with shit. It's just, like, packed with people's things. What's your approach here? It's just, like there's just scraps of everything.
She's just going to start going, like, rummaging through, pulling stuff out. I'm going to say she's not the best at picking this out because she's looking for pretty things instead of functional things. So she's, like, pulling out colorful silks, little bralettes, things like that. Anything she thinks she would look good on Sherrilyn and does not factor in Sherrilyn's day-to-day life.
I love that. Okay, give me a d20 roll real quick.
Here we go. That's a 9.
Okay. So we're gonna you can write down miscellaneous supplies, and then when you need material for your infusions, we can say some of the material you'll need is from this. Like, if you need something in the future, it can be from this. Like, we can keep it as kind of a miscellaneous pile for now. But you definitely find the things you need to make Sherrilyn a disguise without issue.
Awesome. She's also going to try and pick out a couple of things for Francis and Plato while she's at it.
Yeah, roll me an investigation check.
That was a 13 plus 3. Yep.
Yeah. You look around. You do find it's like a captain's coat specifically. That looks very aged and worn. And it looks like you could like stitch it up a little bit. You think it would be great on Plato, especially because it has these really long cuffed sleeves that could be used to cover the water arm if you were to like push it up a little bit. But it itself, it's like a very thick, weathered captain's coat that could be. There's something to it that looks very nice, despite its age and ancient quality, as you investigate it.
Love it.
For Francis, no such luck.
So Inara, I guess, reappears out of this closet storage room, and her arms are full. Like, she's got a pile of fabrics, clothes. You see, like, a frilly dress.
As you walk back out, we have considered its intelligence, madam. Its intelligence is what led us to the idea that it deserves to be punished. If it was just a dumb bird that drank our liquids, we wouldn't care. But it chose to deceive us. You enlightened us to this.
Yes, that is true. But I believe upon its initial entry into your establishment, it was single-minded. And as it has spent its time alive, perhaps it has grown higher intelligence
than a typical animal, and it is growing to understand the responsibility that comes with this autonomy that it has developed. You see, I've met several animals in my recent adventures, and I believe that at their core, they are driven by a single desire.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check with advantage as the vulture makes as much noise as you can in agreement with your line of thinking.
That's a 24.
All right, brother. She is right. You've convinced me. This vulture does not deserve death. He does have a pretty refined palate. Maybe we could find a job for him here.
A job. I think that is an excellent idea. And I think that might even strengthen your relationship with Enka.
They all kind of nod at each other. Their big praying mantis hands and arms. One of them goes and starts letting down the vulture. Like, his wings have been spread. You can tell they're exhausted as they, like, fall to his side.
In my experience, when we come to an agreement on something, we shake on it.
They look at their, like, praying mantis, like, 3 keen, like, little arms, and, like, they don't have the right, like, fingers to match with yours. Okay, madam. They all of them come up to you and, like, form a little line to shake your hand. Inara, you walk out, you're a bunch of fabrics in hand, all the 3 keen are lined up in front of Sherrilyn to shake her hand.
I did not see that coming.
Inside, she's thinking, oh, thank God the only animal that I have ever found any sort of friendship with is not perishing.
Inara will walk up to Sherrilyn and go, I see your relationship with the avian population is improving drastically since we first met.
There has been a successful attempt.
For you, she says as she walks by you with all of the clothes. She goes, also, I found you a really pretty dress.
Happy for the dress?
Yes.
A dress. I do not wear dresses.
You did not do a lot of things before meeting me, she says, and keeps going, completely unbothered.
They'll return to the cart together now that this animal is safe.
Plato, I got you something.
You got me something? What?
Strip.
What?
She does not provide any more explanation. Strip.
I'm not going to strip.
Well, this would not be the first occasion, but...
What are you talking about?
Well, you did borrow my shirt.
It was very bloody. I had almost died the day before.
Well, yes, but you have stripped in front of us before.
Look, I went into a hot springs. It's just different. He's like saying that, but he's already like pulling his jacket off as he was sort of providing reasons as to why this situation is different.
Inara, it is so easy for you.
I know.
And he gets down into the shirt that Sherrilyn gave him, which he had ripped the arm off of.
Inara looks to Sherrilyn as she goes to stand behind Plato. She goes, yes, we each have our gifts, and apparently mine involve getting people out of their clothes.
I think he should wear the dress.
Don't listen to her, she says, and holds out a captain's coat for you, jacket with some, like, embellishments on it.
Yes, that would be perfect for me.
Stop it! I'm getting you in a dress if it's the last thing I do.
That's she gave that to me. Get off.
No, they both have one end of the jacket. She's trying to wiggle her arm endlessly.
So it says, I fear at the risk of losing the shirt, you might want to stop tearing it apart, unless you both want to share a dress.
Yes, and I really insist that he does not get it wet with that water arm.
We've all noticed this, the arm does not create an outward wetness. And I, flattered as I am, I must say that it's been a while since I've worn a dress, and Sherrilyn's calves would inevitably look better in one. And I pull the jacket
Wait. Inara's stopping and is like, excuse me? But that was an option?
Did he just compliment me physically?
That's what you heard, not the part where he put a dress on?
He's like walking away with the jacket.
Damn it.
Wiping the dust off of it.
This is no good. Sir Thon, you will have to strip now.
Sir Stalda, I do believe that Lady Inara said that she got the dress specifically for you.
Yes, but...
Are you going to turn down a gift from Lady Inara?
No, of course not. I am just expressing my generosity and saying that I think that you are quite an effeminate-looking gentleman, and I think that it would look quite charming on you.
He takes like a moment to process like the words that just came out of Sherrilyn's mouth. Like, while I do appreciate you complimenting me on my looks, Sir Stalda, as you can see, I already have a outfit that is quite long, and I am not in need of another.
Yes, but your outfit could also pass upon me. I think we are about the same size, don't you?
He points to the symbol of the lost on his robe, and is like, "Are you willing to represent the lost as we enter into Perian?"
It is merely an emblem.
Inara stops and looks at you, goes, "Would you count the representation of your country that is on your plate only an emblem?"
That is different.
Oh, of course it is. And she holds out the dress to you and goes, "Francis's outfit was never a problem to begin with. Leave him alone."
She has a resigned sigh.
Inara makes a good point. A priest of the lost can travel sort of freely in many places without having to hide his identity. Now that we have the supplies, though... Oh, and we do need one of these outfits for Ord. Let's just sort of get some scraps and put them on him.
Ah, yes! Ord can wear the dress, finally. We have found someone to wear this dress who is not me.
I don't think he can pull it off without drawing too much attention.
Speaking of pulling off, Inara starts to, tug on your clothes. And she goes, "You're stripping and getting into this dress. Your only options here are whether you want to do it with an audience or get into the cart for some privacy."
There are many straps. Oh, please don't tug on that.
We're not even outside of Netto's Ralley yet. Let's Sir Stolder retain her armor until we know we are safe.
Inara pops her head out from behind Sherrilyn and then turns to Plato, turns back to Sherrilyn. "Do you comprehend that the one person standing up for you here is Sir Plato?"
Not Sir.
I understand. And I am still rolling around the compliment of my calves.
But
take the win.
You ride horses. I'm like an office guy.
Hey, everybody, sorry to interrupt. Work comes up with Mikkel. We have set up the horses and all that. Just a real quick question. The peach blossoms, was that one of you all?
Peach blossoms?
Inara immediately turns to look at Francis. "What did you do?"
I did not do anything with peach blossoms. What are you talking about?
Like, come here.
He follows behind Work.
Work kind of quickly circles the cart. Look, in the center of the wheels of the cart, you see pinned is a peach blossom. There's one in the center of all of our wheels. I thought maybe it was some sort of Honhopian blessing or something. This wasn't you?
No, it was not. Someone else has placed these upon our wheel. Francis is gonna kneel down and kind of examine how fresh is the actual peach blossom.
Very. And it looks like a small piece of wood has been dug through the middle of each of them. There's a splinter in the center of the blossom that's pinning it to the cart just barely, but very, very fresh. You can smell the scent of it fills your nose.
Inara kneels down next to the wheel and then looks at Francis and goes, "Is this a sign of protection or harm?"
Well, the whole ideology of the lost is to help those who do not know the way guide on the path that they're supposed to. So for it to be on our wheels, surely this can be a sign of good travel. But again, this was not my doing.
Excuse me for pointing out the obvious, but this is a pomegranate grove, recently grown. There are no peach trees here.
That is what is causing me more wonder about where this came from.
Could the witches have known of this tradition? The idea is that something from the earth could be used to bless our travel. Maybe they did it when we were not looking. Hopefully it is a well wish.
The witches do not follow the lost.
Regardless of who they follow, certainly the ideologies and teaching of the lost are not unknown to the world.
I just haven't seen... Plato sort of looks around as if another Temple of the Lost might have popped up overnight because of the way that the Temple of the Losts work, that maybe somewhere in this grove there's a little hut with smoke coming out. I'm guessing there's not any other sign of lost followers. We haven't seen that symbol in the Beheaded Bachelor.
What about that strange mushroom creature?
Those are alchemists.
Could an alchemist not also be religious?
That was not the vibe I got from them.
Necessarily not religious, just more interested in facts and science than otherworldly beliefs.
Well, no matter. Must get on the road.
Yes, hopefully they are to guide us in the direction that we are meant to go. That seems like the meaning of the blessing.
So we're leaving them on then?
I look at Francis.
Absolutely.
If no one has objection to it, I see no harm in leaving them.
I'd like to detect magic. If they are magicked, there will be an aura around them.
There is an aura of divination magic that seems to be radiating off of the petals.
This is a diviner's work.
Makes sense. The lost is a divine intervener.
Also, the coat that Plato has pings with a bit of magic.
Yeah, she walks over to Plato and prods him in the shoulder. This also.
You can't have it.
No, it has a spell upon it.
Oh, what kind?
Some sort of illusionist's work.
Interesting. Do I feel any sort of ability to attune to this piece of clothing?
Yeah, would you like to?
I mean, if we're gonna whatever we set out, I think yes, because it'll take a period of time, right? It'll take at least like half an hour.
Absolutely.
That can definitely be what I do on the trip. Well, that could be helpful. I could use an illusionist's assistance if I'm trying to hide myself in Netta's Ralley.
And I will also remark upon the magic of the peach blossoms. This magic is familiar to my people as well. Could this not be used to spy upon us? Track our movements? This does not seem like a mere blessing, especially if Sir Thon is not familiar with its methods.
Well, it is either a blessing or a curse. The peach blossom is the sign of the lost, and I can see a clear purpose in having it affixed to the wheels, but I suppose they could be used to spy. I would say a spy would normally conceal their method of, intelligence gathering.
Is this magic upon the peach blossom petals, or is it on the splinter?
You can take inspiration for that question. It is definitely on both. And I think with your passive investigation, a ritual happened here. Both these things were non-magical. Something happened, and then they were made magical for a purpose.
And it's not a ritual that any of us, I wouldn't recognize it, that Sherrilyn or Francis recognize.
Sherrilyn is going to, she has protected hands, so Splinter is no concern. She will pull out one of these splinters.
Yeah. As you do, the petal gently falls to the ground.
She picks it up and rubs it between her fingers. Does it appear real?
100%.
She smells it.
It smells good. Fresh. A little sweet.
Offers it to Francis.
Bit rude.
I just have a hunch. Not everyone has good intentions, especially when they are posing as followers of a god.
Your superstitions are not unfounded.
I'd think not.
While I have said that this could be a blessing, if it is much concern that these also could be used for ill will, we can simply remove them. We did not have them on our way here. We do not necessarily need them on our way forward.
Footprints in this grove? This is sand, and I'm assuming the trees would stop the passage of the wind somewhat. So, do we see footprints here that do not belong to our party?
Roll me a very high investigation check. I'm going to tell you right now. This is DC 20 investigation check. Or survival.
I rolled an 18 plus 5.
They're so small and so slight that it was very hard to notice around the cart. And it's just around the cart in this small little pattern. You think it might just be like where the cart is kind of like sunk into the sand a bit as the night went by, but you start to recognize these little pattern. And it, as best as they can, they've obviously stepped in their own footsteps here, but you notice the tracks of a small animal, like a dog, like a small dog or a small fox.
And do they appear in the pattern of a bipedal or a quadrupedal?
Quadrupedal. Hey, that's double meaning because there's 4 pedals.
But
Are they meerkat-sized?
No.
I think with that, she will follow these around the cart, and as she does so, tug out each of the splinters, wrap them in a handkerchief.
Okay, just undoing any blessings that we had on the cart. Fine, I suppose.
Do not think this is a blessing.
We're not keeping the flowers?
I mean, we sort of thought it was a blessing.
Well, as Sir Stalda and I have discussed, religious and spiritual means can be used for both good and bad will.
And she has wrapped them in this handkerchief, and she kind of dangles it towards you. Perhaps we can use these in our own way, without someone else deciding.
I have a question. After they're removed from the splinter, are they still magical? Like, can her divine sense tell?
They are not. They are made mundane.
It was the ritual that made them magical.
It seems whatever unbinding she's doing here is eliminating that aura of magic she's seeing around it.
There will be someone who can use these, mundane as they are, to figure out who put them on our cart and why they're interested in us.
Gods keep track of when you refuse blessings.
I would be the first to know.
Are we going to head out now?
Sounds like a plan.
as we travel across this desert, headed towards Perian Highlands, the friend would like to sit. I would like to sit up front, friends, if that's okay.
I am sat astride my horse, so the seat is open.
Francis can sit in the front since out of the group of us, he and Inara are kind of like the least out of place, so to speak. So he'll sit in the front with a friend.
The least likely to be noticed. Yes, that's totally true. I will probably be in the back attuning to my coat, and also I'm going to take some shoe polish or whatever is the equivalent and black my hair.
That sounds good. Anyone else take disguise preparations? I think Leilani is putting makeup on Ord, Mikkel, and I don't know how effective it is, but she's like contouring. Like, she's not necessarily doing disguise makeup. Like, she's mostly doing like makeup she would do for herself on his face.
I stand behind her and I say, a good trick is to make it look like he has a black eye.
She kind of like nods, smiles to you, and goes to his eye with the makeup. He's just happy to be touched by her, as he has a big smile.
Makes the face asymmetrical, harder to notice or recognize.
Inara pipes in, if you're struggling with it, we could always just give him a black eye.
Please, no. Please don't do that. It's the best way, Work says. It's the most convincing. I mean, you wouldn't have to reapply the makeup. It'd just be one quick, and he like flinches. Please, no. Please, no.
I am waiting as long as possible to apply my disguise.
All right, so we are underway. The hot breeze of Luxoria flowing through the cart. It's a pretty mild day compared to the heat that you've experienced so far on your travels here. The sand quickly underneath your horse's feet, getting more and more used to this environment. About an hour passes, some mild conversation happening between the cart. At the end of that hour, Plato, as you've spent this time getting familiar with your new coat and the stitching and binding, you feel yourself attuned to it. And it becomes much heavier almost immediately. You can feel in it as it kind of like adjusts to the magical property of it. And then it gets lighter again, heavier again, lighter again. For a second, as you like put it on one shoulder over one shoulder, the weight of it doesn't super make sense to you. And you feel kind of on the lining when it gets heavier, this area on your chest. And you realize that there's definitely interior lined pockets in the coat here. And I think as you reach your hand into one of them kind of instinctively, your entire hand disappears. You've seen something like this before. Inara has made a bag that has a property like this. It's much bigger on the inside. As you reach your hand in and it disappears, your hands grasp onto coins as you feel coinage filling these chest pockets.
Oh, that is good news. I was looking for, how much coin are we talking? I pull that out. Is it gold?
It is platinum. And not only is it platinum, it's old platinum. It's pre-coup platinum. It's currency that's not made anymore.
This is some old pirate's coat full of pre-era doubloons.
Doubloons?
But you just keep pulling out platinum.
I guess I fill a pouch, my exterior pouch with some platinum, and then I tuck the rest of it back into one of the pockets that I can keep track of. I make a little sketch inside of my journal and point like with the pockets diagrammed out, and I point an arrow to the one pocket and I write cash pocket, and I start trying to put all the platinum into the one pocket.
Better hope no one finds that.
There is 180 platinum pieces.
Warden waiting.
You're welcome.
Again, it might be hard to get someone to take these necessarily because they are very much outdated. But it is still made of platinum.
This isn't exactly currency that's going to help us in the neighborhoods of Netta's Ralley exactly, but maybe we could bring them to a banker or exchange.
Though if you label yourself with a cash pocket, I don't think they will be taking the time to check to make sure that it is the currency they desire, and they will instead mug you and take what you have.
All right, I put another pocket on the jacket. I label it, and I put label pocket, and then I put the label document that I'm making into that pocket. It's like, there we go.
I have an alternate suggestion. Will you hand me to the cash pocket label?
No, it's on the overall. It's in my journal. It's my own.
If you could just stop for a second.
No, I didn't label the actual pocket.
Just add not.
Yes, because that's been working so great for us.
Have we crossed over the border?
No. You're getting closer and closer, though. And I think the smell of river here has kind of taken to the air a bit as it gets more and more humid as you get closer to the Perian border. Actually, go ahead and roll me a perception check, Francis.
That's going to be a 16.
So you don't notice him right away, but the friend kind of taps you on the shoulder and goes, "Friend," like to you, and then points out into the distance, and you see kind of far away, the opposite parallel the way that you're going, this small set of carts, caravan carts, that are kind of gathered into this like triangle formation. We should stay away.
What are the carts doing over there?
Roll me in insight check.
I'm getting all the rolls today. Has a 6 + 7 for 13.
13. You look over the caravans. They it doesn't seem to be stocked well. The carts themselves are a little beaten up. As you look it over, they're also like very mismatched carts. Like it's not uniform in any way. With a 13, your best guess is bandits.
Safe assumption. Are they like on the path that we're going, or they kind of like off to the side?
Off to the side. They're like the big deserts in front of you. The riverway that you're headed for is due south, and then due west. From your position, there is this kind of outcropping that you spotted long before.
Yeah, Francis will look at it and like kind of come to the assumption like, okay, clearly there's a group of people not exactly in the best of shape, and he will lean back and like kind of like trigger the trapdoor so you can speak into the cart. It's like, seems to be a gathering of people to our left, although I do not think they are of the kindest of intentions.
We're close to the border now. Maybe trying to rob a slip cart.
Francis turns to Plato.
But don't look at me. We reel in the dragon and we make a run for the border.
Would picking up speed draw more attention to us, though?
They won't want to invest in a chase and then a fight. If we can outrun them, it might be our best bet. Not like we can hide too well here. It's pretty open until we get to the river.
Is there any activity going on with the like little caravan over there?
Not right now. Looking over, it's too far away to see anything obvious. But they haven't seemed to move or anything in response, as your cart still is like blowing across the desert here.
What's to the east of us?
The mountain range that makes up the border of Perian and Luxoria. It's a very hard to navigate mountain range, except for the specific crossing points that have been created over time, such as the Netter's Ralley Riverway.
This is your land, Plato, and I will leave it up to your best judgment if we should make haste or simply nonchalantly go on our way.
I say let's begin as normal so we do not make ourselves a threat or look like we're running, and we keep a weather eye out. If they start to pursue us, we turn on the gas.
And that's what we shall do.
You all continue forward, just by happenstance, kind of getting closer to where they are in that parallel. The camera cuts across. We see a large group of bandits all kind of gathered around behind their carts, arrows and bows drawn, crossbows ready for the order from their leader. You see he has been a large telescope in the distance as he observes our heroes. His scope comes across the front. He sees the friend. His hand goes up in a holding motion. No movement from those carts. As your cart continues past, you see them leave in the distance. And before you, as you continue traveling, you see the signs of civilization.
Hey, this is Beck, the voice of Sherrilyn on The Lands That Make Us. We're back in the recording studio, recording our first episodes of 2026. An enthusiastic Happy New Year from our cast and collaborators. And we graciously thank you for continuing to listen and follow us along on our journey through this brilliantly unique world that we've created. Remember to leave us a 5-star review and share our podcast with the people that you know who appreciate storytelling, world building, and the love and laughs of a good Dungeons & Dragons campaign. We'll catch you next time in episode 23 and our first steps into Perian.